Today, the world of horror stands still as we mourn the loss of a true icon, a legend whose impact on the genre will never fade. Tony Todd, best known for his unforgettable portrayal of the vengeful spirit Candyman, has passed away at the age of 69. With a towering presence, a booming voice, and a legacy that defined what it means to be a horror legend, Tony Todd leaves behind a legacy that will haunt fans for generations to come. As we remember Tony today, we reflect not only on his remarkable career, but also on the powerful mark he left on the horror community, his colleagues, and the many lives he touched with his artistry and generosity. Tony Todd's journey to stardom began long before he graced the screen in the role that would make him a household name. Born in Washington, D.C. on December 4, 1954, Tony found his love for acting early in life, honing his craft at institutions like the University of Connecticut and the Eugene O'Neill National Theatre Institute. His early stage work would shape the actor he would become, someone who could embody the complexities of fear, power, and empathy in equal measure. But it was in 1992 that Tony Todd's name became synonymous with horror. In the film Candyman, directed by Bernard Rose, Tony brought to life Daniel Robitaille, a tragic and terrifying figure whose legend would go on to define a generation of horror fans. Candyman wasn't just a villain. He was a character with depth, pain, and complexity. Tony's commanding presence and his hauntingly beautiful voice made him a perfect fit for the role, turning the character into one of the most memorable horror figures of all time. Beyond Candyman, Tony Todd built a vast and varied career. From roles in films like The Crow, Final Destination, and Hatchet, to television appearances on shows like Star Trek, The Next Generation, and The Flash, Tony's versatility as an actor shone through in every role. Whether he was playing a menacing figure or a heroic character, Tony brought a level of gravitas to his performances that few could match. His ability to convey emotion and terror with equal intensity made him a favorite among fans and filmmakers alike. Tony Todd's legacy in the horror community is nothing short of monumental. He was a constant figure in the genre, helping to elevate it to new heights with every performance. But it wasn't just his performances that made him a legend. It was his commitment to pushing the boundaries of horror, telling complex stories, and creating characters that resonated with audiences on a deeply emotional level. For many horror fans, Tony Todd wasn't just a star, he was a guiding force. He showed that villains could be more than one-dimensional. He proved that horror could have substance, and it could have heart. His portrayal of Candyman was groundbreaking, not only in its chilling nature, but in the way it forced audiences to confront issues of race, class, and folklore. Candyman wasn't just a scary movie. It was a cultural touchstone that sparked conversations that continue to this day. Tony Todd's influence also extended beyond the screen. His willingness to engage with fans, attend conventions, and speak out on behalf of the genre showed just how much he cared about the horror community. He wasn't just an actor, he was an ambassador for the genre. His deep love for horror and its fans made him a beloved figure, and his generosity, both on and off the screen, will never be forgotten. Outside of his professional accomplishments, Tony Todd was a man who deeply valued family, friendships, and mentorship. He was known for his kind and approachable nature, offering advice and encouragement to younger actors and fellow creators. In a notoriously competitive industry, Tony's willingness to lend a helping hand to those starting out made him an admired figure. His support extended beyond the professional realm. He was a friend, a mentor, and a constant source of positivity and support for those who were fortunate enough to work with him. Tony also had a deep commitment to the next generation. He was passionate about encouraging young people, especially those from underrepresented backgrounds, to follow their dreams. Whether through personal connections or charitable efforts, he made it his mission to give back to the community that supported him throughout his career. Tony Todd's passing leaves a void in the horror world that can never be filled. His distinctive voice, his commanding presence, and his ability to make every character his own made him a true icon. To the fans, he was much more than a scary face on screen. He was a friend who understood the genre's power to entertain, provoke thought, and bring people together. His work will live on, both through the films he starred in and the countless lives he impacted along the way. As we say goodbye to Tony Todd, we do so with gratitude for the immense contributions he made to the world of horror entertainment and beyond. His legacy as Candyman will forever be etched in the annals of horror history. But it is the humanity he brought to his roles and the kindness he shared with others that will truly define his memory. Tony Todd will never be forgotten, and his influence will continue to haunt and inspire future generations of fans, filmmakers, and artists. Rest in peace, Tony Todd. The world of horror has lost one of its most iconic and influential figures. Tony's ability to breathe life into his characters, especially the unforgettable Candyman, has left an indelible mark on the genre. For decades, he terrified us, moved us, and made us think, all while bringing something uniquely his own to the screen. In many ways, Tony Todd redefined what it meant to be a horror icon. He showed us that villains could be deeply layered, that fear could come with a sense of tragic beauty, and that even in darkness, there was humanity. Through his portrayal of Candyman, he gave the world a character that wasn't just a figure of terror, but a symbol of complex themes, race, folklore, revenge, and the consequences of history. His portrayal transcended the screen, offering audiences more than just a frightening image. He gave us a presence, a voice, and an aura that would forever change the way we viewed horror villains. Candyman became more than a film. It became a conversation about deeper, societal issues, and Tony's performance was key to making that happen. His nuanced interpretation of the character ensured that long after the credits rolled, Candyman lingered in the minds of audiences, challenging us to confront uncomfortable truths. But beyond his professional success, Tony Todd's personal warmth and generosity of spirit made him a beloved figure to all who knew him. His commitment to mentoring younger actors, his love for the horror community, and his kind-hearted nature made him a role model to many. In an industry where fame often leads to distance, Tony remained grounded, approachable, and always willing to help others achieve their dreams. He taught us that success is not just about the roles you play, but the legacy you leave behind through kindness and mentorship. As we reflect on Tony Todd's incredible career and lasting impact, we can take comfort in knowing that his work will never be forgotten. His voice, his presence, and his characters will continue to resonate with us for years to come. While we mourn his passing, we also celebrate the rich legacy he's left in the world of cinema and beyond. Tony Todd was not just a star, he was a force, one that will echo through the halls of horror for generations. Thank you, Tony Todd, for everything. You will always be our Candyman. Your legacy will never fade.